Okay, so are you ready for this? We're going deep into honey production today.
Honey
Yeah,
production.
but hold on. We're not talking like bees and hives. Not exactly.
Oh,
It's actually way more interesting. So we're using a children's book as our
a
source.
children's book. Okay, I'm intrigued.
It's called, get this, The Bear in a Safari Hat.
The Bear in a Safari Hat.
Yeah, and it's actually part of a series.
Oh, well.
It's called The New Bears for the 21st Century. So it's like these bears
Oh, that's
doing
funny.
all sorts of things in the modern world, you know?
I like it. Yeah.
But what's so cool is it's not just a cute story. This book actually gets into real business concepts.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, like think bear interns and international honey contracts.
Okay.
There's even like a little bit of corporate sabotage going on.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, it's kind of wild, but it's all told through this main character, Brosnan.
Brosnan.
He's a bear, but he's a tropical bear, which is important because he ends up on his uncle's honey farm in Ireland.
Fish out of water.
Totally right. It's like huge culture shock for this bear.
Yeah, I bet.
And he's not used to like early mornings and the fast-paced work, you know.
Yeah. Makes sense.
But Brosnan, he's got this hidden talent. He's like an amazing trumpet player.
Whoa. Okay.
Yeah, which like comes into play later, but first we got to talk about his uncle, Furry O'Mara.
Okay, Furry O'Mara.
He's the honey mogul, right? Built this whole empire.
The honey mobile. I like it.
And he's fascinating because he's so old school when it comes to business.
Really? How so?
There's like no emails for this guy. He's all about handwritten notes.
Handwritten notes. Wow.
And get this, he uses his bees to deliver messages.
What? The bees are his mail carriers.
You got it. Bee messengers. Like, how cool is that?
That is amazing. In today's world, that's so unique.
I know, right?
Ah,
Makes you think about how we communicate now.
definitely.
But okay, Furry's not like totally stuck in the past.
Okay.
He's got this like super efficient factory, totally focused on quality.
So he's a blend of old and new.
Exactly. He's got this booming voice, really demands a lot from his workers.
Okay.
But he's also like really fair and takes care of his team, both the bears and the bees.
I like that. A good leader.
Right. And the book actually like gets into the nitty-gritty of honey production.
Really?
Yeah, it's actually pretty cool. They show the bears grafting and filtering out all these tiny particles in the honey
Oh, wow.
and making sure the temperature and the water content is perfect.
That sounds pretty intense.
It is, and there's this whole thing about how they have to calculate, like, the bees' wages.
The bees get paid.
Yeah, and there's this bear, Chewy, he's the accountant.
Oh, of course there's an accountant bear.
Right, he keeps track of all the finances, every drop of honey, like, it's amazing.
Well, it's a well-oiled machine, this honey operation.
Totally. But things are about to get a little sticky.
Uh-oh, what happens?
Well, remember Brosnan, still adjusting to those early mornings,
Yeah.
he ends up making a pretty big blunder that could, like, cost Furry a huge deal.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like a whole chain of violence, and it all starts with Brosnan and a giant vat of honey.
A vat of honey. Okay, you gotta tell me more.
So picture this, a delegation of business bears from Argentina. They show up.
From Argentina.
Yeah, they're there to finalize this massive honey contract with Furry.
Okay.
It's a big deal, you know? This could, like, launch Furry's honey into the South American market.
So the pressure is on.
Oh, for sure. Everyone's like on edge. And poor Brosnan, he's exhausted from another early shift.
I went back.
So he's pouring honey into this giant vat. Seems simple enough, right?
Yeah.
But he's fighting off sleep. And, well, you can probably guess what happens next.
He falls in.
He totally wipes out headfirst into the honey.
Oh, no.
I know, right? Complete chaos.
I can imagine.
The impurity alarm goes off. Bees are like diving everywhere.
Oh, my.
And Brosnan's just like covered in honey, totally mortified.
Oh, poor Brosnan.
And of course, this is all happening right as Furry walked in with the Argentinian delegation.
Oh, it's terrible timing.
The worst, right?
Yeah, so what happens next?
Well, let's just say the Argentinian bears were not impressed.
Oh, no. I bet they just turned around and left.
Pretty much. Yeah, they're all talking about honey purity standards and scrambling to get back to Buenos Aires.
Oh, man. So much for that South American expansion.
It's gone poof, just like that.
Yeah. It really shows you how important first impressions are.
For sure, especially when you're trying to like make a big business deal.
Totally. One little mishap can just derail everything.
And Brosnan, oh man, he feels awful, like totally responsible.
Yeah, you can't blame him.
He just retreats to his room all covered in honey, feeling totally defeated.
It's tough when you feel like you've let everyone down.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Brosnan's got this secret weapon, remember?
Oh, yeah, the trumpet?
Right. So he's moping around and he starts playing just to like cheer himself up, I guess.
Okay.
And the sound drifts out his window towards the beehives and oh, something amazing happens.
What? The bees love jazz.
Even better, they start dancing.
No way.
It's like they can't help themselves first. It's just a few of them. Then it's like the
Oh.
whole hive is grooving.
That's incredible. So Brosnan's music is like this bridge to the bees.
Yeah, it's like they understand him, even though he messed up.
It's like they're saying, hey,
Yeah.
it's okay, everyone makes mistakes.
And Brosnan's, he starts to feel better too. Like he can still contribute something positive.
It's like a turning point for him.
Totally. Meanwhile, Furry's back to business as usual, like nothing happened.
Really? Still with the handwritten notes and the bee messengers?
Oh, yeah, he's sticking to his style.
It's kind of admirable, like he's not going to change who he is no matter what.
Yeah, there's something to be said for that kind of authenticity.
Definitely.
Yeah.
But what about Brosnan? Did Furry ever, address the honey incident?
He does, and it's actually really sweet. He finds Brosnan and says, "We stick together. We make liquid gold and we stick together."
Oh, that's kind of nice.
Right? Short and to the point. But it's exactly what Brosnan needed to hear.
It's like he's saying, we're a team and we'll get through this together.
Yeah, and Brosnan finally starts to relax. He practices his trumpet, learns about the bees, even starts thinking about maybe staying in Ireland.
Wow, so he's really finding his place.
He is! And get this, he even ends up in the local bear newspaper.
The Bear newspaper?
Yeah, the bear advertiser. There's a picture of him and Furry standing proud in front of the farmhouse.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
A little bit of good PR never hurt anyone.
for sure. And Brosnan even thinks about helping out with the finances, but Chewy's got that covered.
Of course Chewy does.
Yeah, apparently he's got like a degree in honey resource management from some fancy bee business school.
Wow, Chewy the overachiever.
So they've got it all figured out. Furry's the leader, Chewy's
Yeah.
the brains, and Brosnan, well, he's found his own special way to contribute.
The honey harmonizer.
Yeah, he's bringing a little music to their lives.
It's like a reminder that everyone has something unique to offer.
And to think it all started with a big ol' honey mishap.
Who knew a honey bath could lead to such a happy ending?
It's a pretty sweet story when you think about it. You know, it's amazing how much we can learn from, like, a simple children's book.
Right. Who knew there was so much business wisdom hidden in a story about honey-loving bears?
I mean, it really makes you think about how success isn't always, straightforward.
Yeah, Brosnan's whole journey is a great example of that. He messes up big time,
Mm-hmm.
and it ends up leading him to something he's actually good at and enjoys.
It's like those times when you think you've totally failed, but then something even better comes along.
Exactly. It's like a hidden door opening up to a new path.
And speaking of unexpected, I can't get over Furry's whole communication style.
Oh, yeah, the bee messengers.
It's adorable, but do you think there's a deeper lesson there? Like beyond just being cute?
Totally. I think it's about being intentional with how we communicate.
Okay.
In today's world, everything is so fast-paced, right? We're constantly bombarded with messages.
Yeah.
But Furry takes his time. He writes those notes by hand. He sends his bees out. It's thoughtful.
It's like he's valuing those connections, putting in the effort.
Exactly. And I think people are craving that kind of genuine connection now more than ever.
Yeah, it's like a breath of fresh air in this digital world.
Right. And it's not just about external communication either.
What do you mean?
Think about how Furry handles the whole honey incident with Brosnan.
Oh, you mean that pep talk he gives him?
Yeah, such a great example of leadership. He doesn't yell or get angry. He just reassures Brosnan, reminds them that they're a team and they'll get through it together.
It's like such a simple thing, but it makes a huge difference.
Totally. It builds trust and loyalty, and that's essential for any successful team.
And then there's Chewy, always in the background, making sure the numbers add up.
Oh, yeah. Can't forget about Chewy, the honey money man.
It's easy to overlook that side of things, but it's so important.
Absolutely. Without a solid financial foundation, even the most creative business can fall apart.
It's like a reminder that you need both passion and practicality to really succeed.
Exactly. You need the visionaries and the doers, but you also need the people who keep everything running smoothly behind the scenes.
So we've got Brosnan finding his groove, Furry leading with heart, Chewy keeping the books balanced, and a whole lot of honey wisdom packed into one children's book.
It's proof that you can find inspiration and valuable lessons in the most unexpected places.
And it's not just about business, it's about family, resilience, finding your place in the world.
It's a reminder that life is full of surprises, and sometimes those unexpected detours can lead to the best adventures.
The Bear in a Safari Hat, folks. If you haven't read it yet, add it to your list.
You might just find yourself inspired to try a new honey-based recipe or maybe even pick up a trumpet.
You never know where a little honey wisdom might take you.
That's right. And on that note, we'll wrap up this deep dive. Thanks for joining us.
Until next time, keep exploring and keep learning.